Will the aldermen please take their seats? Want to try to start this meeting on time. Thank you. What do you got? You got my mic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is September 8th, 2025. We welcome you to the September meeting of the Milford Board of Aldermen. Please join me as we salute our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Alderman Beatty. Present. Alderman Bevan.
Here.
Alderman Casey.
Here.
Alderman Federico.
Here.
Alderman Fowler.
Here.
Alderman Healy. Alderman Height.
Present.
Alderman Jenkins.
Here.
Alderman Marlowe.
Here.
Alderman Mulrennan. Here. Alderman Pacelli.
Here.
Alderman Smith.
Here.
Alderman Vitro.
Here.
Alderman Vitale. Here. 13 are present.
Alderman Healy would like to get excused, Madam Secretary. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Secretary. Tonight we have a presentation by the Mayor. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you and good evening. Welcome to City Hall. This is a very exciting moment for Milford Little League softball. Girls, congratulate the girls. This is the 10U All-Star team that we are honoring tonight. And just some highlights, their record for the All-Star team was 13-1. And the overall runs that they scored was 131. And overall runs against them was only 18. So that's pretty amazing. Very strong team, offensively and defensively on both sides. And Chloe, where's Chloe and Kaylee and Haley all had batting averages above 500. Can you please raise your hands? Congratulations. And Chloe, this is incredible, led the team on offense with .765 batting average. So congratulations to Chloe. And another amazing thing is the pitcher, Avery, pitched 40.2 innings with 98 strikeouts. 98, that's incredible. So the Milford Little League Softball 10U All-Stars won the 2025 State Championship and New England Championship and played their hearts out at the East Regional Tournament. So we have state champions before us and New England champions. The team demonstrated dominance on both sides of the ball, outscoring opponents 131-18 overall, and posting a remarkable .971 fielding percentage. At the New England Regional Tournament, these young athletes showcased their championship spirit, scoring 50 runs while allowing only 5 on their way to capturing the 2025 regional title. This championship team's success was made possible through the leadership of team manager Andrew Trice. Where's Andrew? Assistant coaches Jeanette Tierney. Jeanette. And Suzette Tierney, raise your hand. And Mark Gregory. Their commitment and mentorship helped guide the team to the victory. And teammates Avery, Bryn, Callie, Chloe, Devin, and Melissa, Haley, Kinsley, Riley, Skylar, Sophia, and Vivian built a successful team through consistently working hard, their dedication and enthusiasm, and played championship softball as evidence to their strengths, coaching expertise, and the desire to win. Now, therefore, I, Anthony S. Chinnitasio, Mayor of the City of Milford, Connecticut, by virtue of the authority vested in me and on behalf of all the citizens, do hereby proclaim today, Monday, September 8th, 2025, as Milford Little League Girls Softball 10U Team Day. I'm going to ask the girls and the coaches to please come forward to receive your proclamations on behalf of the City of Milford. It's my honor and in Milford to extend this expression of pride in your accomplishments and our appreciation for the fine manner in which you all have represented our community and our great city, the small city with the big heart. Come on up, ladies. One last big round of applause for our champions. Thank you, ladies. You've inspired all of us. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We're gonna have a 5-minute recess. Well, we're back out of recess. The next portion of the meeting is devoted to public comment. Statements are strictly limited to the legislative function of the Board of Aldermen. Please use every effort to limit public speaking to the permissible business of this Board of Aldermen. The time limit granted to each speaker shall be 3 minutes. Residents, taxpayers, and electors may address the board at this time. The board encourages speakers not to express derogatory, insensitive, or offensive statements, or to engage in personal attacks against individuals. In order to allow everyone an opportunity to speak, I'd ask that everyone please limit their comments to 3 minutes. Please keep in mind that the structure of our meeting does not allow for two-way dialogue during public comment or to answer any of your questions. Residents can contact their district alderman by phone or by email regarding any issue or concern for the purpose of obtaining general information or guidance on what city agency may be of assistance. We welcome and appreciate your comments and opinions regarding city business and community matters. All your concerns will be taken into consideration. We thank you for your cooperation. Anyone wishing to address the board can do so at this time. Please state your name and address for the secretary and for the record. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Damon Ralph, and I live at 31 Chestnut Lane. Before I get started, I feel it important to disclose two things. One is that I'm the Democratic candidate for the P&Z board in the 1st District, and two, that I am not on social media. The latter point is important because the subject I'm focusing on this evening is the state of political discourse in Milford's government, much of which occurs on social media. Even though I'm not on the socials, I'm often forwarded political posts from our local politicians. Last week, I was sent a meme that was posted by a member of this body that read approximately, "The Republicans may not be perfect, but the Democrats are insane." Now, I'm not trying to single anyone out or even single out either of the parties. In fact, this same exact meme is used in the inverse by Democrats to disparage Republicans. The question this should raise for all of us is, how does communicating in this way benefit Milford? When a partisan political message is posted that paints the other side as insane, how can that poster possibly engage in productive bipartisan dialogue? The poster has now personally insulted everyone in the other party and simultaneously signaled to their own supporters that the opposing party can't be trusted. That poster has effectively diminished their own power by severely limiting their ability to find compromise and thus produce the best possible outcome for Milford citizens. Even when viewed from a purely political perspective, it doesn't make any sense. If you're trying to win voters, why would you insult half of the electorate? And, by the way, the voters hate this stuff. You may get 30 or so likes, loves, or ha-has, but there are 300 or so people who will view it and be absolutely repulsed by it. You know this already because you hate it yourselves. I'm sure some of you are thinking, well, the other side does it and they're even worse. That may be true, but this is schoolyard logic, the logic kids use to justify their own bad behavior. We're all leaders of our community, and one of the obligations of a political leader is to raise the standard of political discourse, to educate, to inspire, to bring the community together. Every word, phrase, and image should be communicated with the intent to advance our common cause, and every word, phrase, and image that divides should be thrown in the garbage where it belongs. Personally insulting memes widen the political divide, turn neighbor against neighbor, and harm the mental health of our constituents, especially our children. So please, campaign hard, fight to win, draw contrast with your opponents based on personal qualifications, differences in policy, and commitment to our city. But please, on behalf of the citizens of Milford, I ask you to avoid generalizations, hyperbolic attacks, and personal insults. We can all do better, myself included. Now, I want to finish this by delivering some good news to our constituents. There are no insane people in Milford's government. In fact, to my knowledge, they are all very good people. All of our board members donate their time and energy free of charge to Milford citizens. Most, if not all, have jobs and families and other obligations, and yet sacrifice for our community in a way that most never will. They're intelligent and professional and proactive. Now, if we could just align who we are with how we communicate, we could set an incredible example for the rest of the country. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name's Mary Elizabeth Oak, better known as Emmy. For once, I'm going to speak not negatively about any decision that's been made, but the complete utter reverse. I've lived here for 8 years. I've had 2 board members that represent the district I live in since I live at 30 Jorinna Place. Recently, in the last few years, it's been Ellen. And I just want to say thank you very much for everything you've done since you've been part of this board and taking over after Brian Anderson. You've both been marvelous at listening to the people and giving sound information to us to help us deal with whatever we're dealing with, and use logic, look around a whole situation before making a decision and finding the best compromise. And I thank you on behalf of myself and others for doing such a wonderful job. I'm saying this early because I won't be here the next meeting because I can't be here. And I didn't want it to go amiss to say thank you for everything you've done. I'm sorry you're stepping down, but I know it's time. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Alex Armstrong. I live at 68 Clark Hill Road here in Milford. I want to riff on a theme one of the earlier speakers brought up, which is why Milford politics is a little bit different. I think everybody's pretty dissatisfied with the quality of dialogue coming out of Washington these days, and one thing that we have done better here in Milford is working together across party lines. That especially comes up when we have vacancies in public office. I have seen people confirmed to vacancies across party lines, from Board of Education to Board of Aldermen. We even replaced a mayor. And I think it's part of a solid tradition of bipartisan work in this town. Tonight, you have a vacancy on the Board of Aldermen. You have a nomination before you. Tony Lombardi is a dedicated, civic-minded, passionate, hard worker who will serve her district and the city well. I encourage her unanimous adoption, or failing that, Mr. Mayor is the leader of the Republicans. I hope you can at least slide a couple votes over and demonstrate that there is a maturity of thought within the local Republican Party and recognize the value of a good civil servant who will add to this board. And I encourage your vote for Tony Lombardi tonight. Thank you.
Lori Smalden, 27 Grant Street. Mr. Vitro, can I bring you these pictures? Can I give these to you? I don't have because I was here last month talking about 26 Hauser, and I'm here this month talking about 26 Hauser. I found my alderman because I didn't know who they were, so I know it's Holly, and I know that, I think it's Mr. Casey, and I know it's Mr. Healy. And Mr. Healy was good enough, he got back to me right away, and I was really encouraged because I didn't get anywhere talking to the mayor's office. This has been going on for over 3 years. So Mr. Healy reached back out, said, I heard you, and asked for more detail, which I shared with him, all the email trails, all the pictures that I sent. Mr. Healy got back to me and said that I'll connect with you again. He did, and he sent me yet another email, and with a whole bunch of folks copied on it, including, I believe, the city's attorney and Chris Seeley, and said that there would be a meeting to discuss it. That house is behind me. It's a health hazard, it's a fire hazard. If you live down, I'm in the Wildermere Beach area, the houses are on top of each other. It's a real beach community. And if a fire breaks out, one good lightning storm, that house is gone. There's no way any of us are gonna survive it. We're just not. I'm sick of the raccoons. I'm sick of the possums. It's not good. So Mr. Healy got back to me the second time and said that they would all be meeting and they would get back to me. That was 3 weeks ago. And I emailed again and I said, can you tell me if you've all met? And if not, can you at least tell me when this meeting is set up for? And I've heard nothing. So I'm not gonna let it go because again, I think it's a hazard to the neighborhood and the community, and I pay an extraordinary amount of taxes, now over $12,000. So I won't let it go, but if you let it go and nobody acts on this, then I'll know exactly what your position is, and it's unfortunate. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Bob Dickinson. I'm at 30 Grant Street, and I wanted to talk about regulations on short-term rentals, also known as Airbnbs and VRBOs, and I also want to talk about the blight at 26 Hauser Street. As a coastal town, Milford is attracting investors for short-term rentals. 50% of the towns in Connecticut have some sort of regulations on short-term rentals. Milford, being a coastal town, is in the bullseye for investors. Milford has no regulations. We have experienced a 59% increase in short-term rentals year over year. There's no need for this, as our city has an ample supply of hotels and motels that could use the business. Really, they come in because it's cheaper to pack 10 people into a house and split up the cost. Short-term rentals erode the availability of housing in a housing shortage and generate nuisance activity that we have to put up with, such as noise, parties, and parking. It's generally a weekend party they're coming in with. The house next to ours was recently purchased by an LLC. This allows a business to operate in a neighborhood that's zoned residential. It is also essentially an unregulated hotel. New York City has recently passed strict ordinances on short-term rentals. They include the rule that the rental cannot be shorter than 30 days, and this has basically eliminated the problem in Manhattan. We're getting weekend renters coming in for partiers. Milford needs to examine this problem and pass strict ordinances to fix it. Now, on a different topic, I too can see 26 Hauser Street from our house. About 4 years ago, we got notice that the owner of 26 Hauser was looking for a variance. Shortly after COVID, we sat in on a Zoom meeting to express opposition to that variance. The zoning board said, this guy is an architect, he's got good plans, he's going to improve the neighborhood. We've had 4 years of that thing going downhill, and they're living in it. I mean, it's a health hazard in addition to a fire hazard, and it's bringing down the neighborhood and our property values, and something really needs to be done about it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carol Thomas, 84 Thompson Street. I'm here to talk to you about a Board of Aldermen subcommittee, which is Founders Walk Committee. I have just come to realize that none of the board meeting minutes since the inception in 2022 have been filed with the city clerk. I spoke with Pete Smith. He requested from James Maroney 3 times meeting minutes. The meeting minutes were finally submitted to him on July 8th of 2025. I'm not political, but I expected more and better from our senator. Chris Saley, our Director of Public Works, said that the project, the roadway downtown Founder's Walk, was scheduled to begin September 29th. That's just a few short weeks away. Yet, as a board member of Junior Major League Baseball, we have not seen a final plan. In fact, on May 16th, Senator Maroney emailed me and said, word for word, we would explore making more of the road cobblestone, and we are also going back to the Traffic Commission to revisit speed bumps. We still have no final plan. We still have no update. We as JML were promised netting, fencing, and one other item that I'm sorry I can't recall, but they were not in the most recent plan submitted. I'm asking for that. We have asked for that. We still have yet to receive that, and I think if it's starting September 29th, I think we deserve that. There were 11 meetings going back starting 2022. Again, none of the meeting minutes were submitted to Pete Smith until July 8th. I was told by Pete Smith, if the meeting minutes aren't submitted to the city, in essence, those meetings never happened. I don't know if submitting all of the meeting minutes on July 8th, 3 years after the committee began, is sufficient. We deserve better. I know that this is a subcommittee of the Board of Aldermen. On the Founders Walk Committee, there is not one Board of Aldermen liaison, nor is Mr. Vitro copied on their agendas. I would like to see that change because there are only 3 people on that committee. And if you read the meeting minutes, I can read all 11 meeting minutes in under 10 minutes. I appreciate your time. I thank you so much. And Mrs. Beatty, thank you very much. I wish you luck.
Good evening. Can you hear me well? Okay. Good evening. Good evening, Mayor. My name is Gisela Huerta. I live at 45 William Street. And the reason why myself and a few neighbors from William Street are here, it's because last year we came here with regards to the discontinuation of William Street. It's 0 William Street, which is a paper street. So the street was discontinued, and however, we came here to reiterate that we wanted the preservation of our green barrier. It was a green barrier with trees. There were not many trees because throughout the years they were being cut. So we expressed our discontent with the issue of the green barrier between our residential street and the limited industrial zone, which is 0 William Street. At that time, last year, on June 3rd, 2024, Mr. Thunberg and his attorney were here, and also the city attorney was here and the mayor, and there are minutes. So if you read those minutes from 3 June 2024, you will see that Mr. Thunberg, his attorney, they all basically stated that the green barrier was going to be preserved. I found out that 2 months ago, Mr. Thornburg sold the property. So the new owner has cut all our barrier. Right now, we can see the highway. We can see it's just a dump, basically. The noise has increased. It's a nuisance. There is a lot of dust. So in spite of coming here for so many years, even when Mayor Blake was here, and expressing our discontent with how our street, which was pretty, was becoming the opposite. This has been done. And so now I would like your support in, since this is already done, since now we do not have a barrier, in planting trees so that we can recuperate our barrier. And I just want to note one thing, and I thank Alderman Federico. Alderman Federico, during that meeting, June 3rd, she asked if the discontinuance, if approved, and if the property would be sold, how it could be assured that the tree buffer will remain in place. Mr. Birken stated that the Planning and Zoning Board would require the buffer as a condition for its approval. It has not been respected. So right now we have no buffer. And I have written, I've called, and everybody it's very nice, but there's no action. We do not have the barrier. And I would like, please, to address this issue. We should strive for a nicer town, to have nicer streets. You do not want to lose good residents, homeowners, taxpayers to other towns. If this continues, this will happen. So I would please appreciate your support, because I've called, I've written emails. I do not know. I think our statements here will be answered. I'm sure they will. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Chairman, and esteemed members of the board. My name is Tony Lombardi, and I live at 195 Meadowside Road. I'm joined at the podium by my amazing children, Jesse and Maddie, and I am honored to stand before you tonight as a candidate to fill the vacancy on the Board of Aldermen in the 2nd District. I've chosen to move my family here and build my life here in Milford as a parent, as a volunteer, and through my work in our public schools. Every day, I see the way strong local government impacts families, neighborhoods, and the opportunities our community can provide. That's why I am here, because I believe service on this board is one of the most direct and meaningful ways to make a difference for the people in Milford. I bring with me not only a commitment to public service, but also the perspective of someone who listens closely and acts with purpose and serves in everything that they do with heart. I believe that good governance is about collaboration. Milford is strongest when we set aside partisanship and work together across the aisle for the betterment of our neighbors. When we focus on shared goals, safer streets, thriving schools, accessible services, and a community where every resident feels heard, that is when we were at our best. If appointed, I will dedicate myself to bringing energy, perspective, and a cooperative spirit to this board. My goal is simple: to help ensure Milford continues to be a city we are proud to raise our families in, support businesses in, and call home for generations to come. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the opportunity to be considered. I look forward to the chance to contribute to the very important work ahead. Thank you.
Good evening. Erin Pinson's 27 Cedar Hill Road. Tonight, I'd like to thank Alderman Willis for his dedicated service to our city and district. I'm also very excited to see Tony Lombardi, who you just heard from, being considered to complete his term. Mrs. Lombardi is an accomplished campaign manager and invested citizen, as well as a proud mom of her 2 beautiful children you just saw in Milford Public Schools, and an active PTA member. She currently serves as board chair for the Valley YMCA, supporting families across Milford, and holds a degree in political science with a concentration in civic engagement. Toni brings real experience in both public education and government service, and she's focused on the issues that matter most: strong schools, affordable living, and local government that really listens. I'm enthusiastic about the energy, leadership, and vision that Toni will bring to this board, and ask that you vote unanimously to fill the vacant seat with this amazing representative for our city. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Chairman, esteemed members of the board, my name is Matthew Archuleta, 16 Westmore Road. I'm standing here before you as a 4th District constituent to express my strong support for the recent legislation that gave municipalities the opportunity to expand property tax relief for Gold Star families and disabled veterans. These provisions reflect a meaningful and much needed recognition of the sacrifices made by those who serve. I'm a former active duty U.S. Army Special Forces Green Beret. I served as a casualty assistance officer for a Gold Star widow and family of a fellow Green Beret who was killed in action. Of all the training, of all the deployments, of all the combat, that was the hardest job to do. I hope you will be the first to stand up and support relief to the surviving spouses of service members killed in the line of duty. These families carry a lifelong burden in service of our nation, and recognizing their loss through local policy is both appropriate and just. If you'd like to hear more about my experience, I'd be happy to tell you about it and to tell you about all the ways we can help Gold Star families. Lastly, I urge you to support the provision exempting the land for disabled veterans and allowing inclusion of veterans who have a total disability rating based on individual unemployability. These veterans face significant barriers to self-sufficiency, and this change offers them vital support. I hope our city will act decisively to implement these expanded exemptions, and that you will continue to lead by honoring and supporting our veterans and their families. This month is Gold Star Families Month. It's the last Sunday of September. Please support these families that have given so much. Thank you for your time.
Good evening. Andrew King, 32 Cedarhurst Lane. First, let me start by saying thank you for your service to the Board of Aldermen. Especially want to point out Jason Jenkins, also Scott Marlowe and Ellen Beatty, who are not seeking re-election. I thank you for your service, and it's much appreciated. Tonight, I'm here to speak to you about Agenda Item 8B, filling the vacant Board of Aldermen seat in District 2. Our city charter is very clear about dual service. Section 7, Article 2 states that no elected official of Milford may also hold employment within city government, with only a few narrow exceptions. The purpose is simple: to prevent conflicts of interest, ensure honest oversight, and protect public trust. And here's why it matters. The candidate in question works for the Milford Public Schools. While that's not technically a direct employee of the city, the schools are entirely funded by city taxes. The Board of Aldermen votes on the school's budget and bonding that affects taxes. That means that an alderman employed by the school would be voting on their own paycheck, on staffing levels, and on resources that directly affect their workplace. Even if every vote were cast in good faith, the appearance of conflict is just as damaging as an actual conflict. It erodes confidence. Our aldermen should never be asked to choose between the interest of the taxpayers or their own employer. At the end of the day, this isn't about personalities. It's about principles. It's about keeping a bold line between those who work for the city and those who are entrusted to oversee it. That's how we maintain confidence in local government and make sure every decision is truly good for the community. Thank you for your time.
Hi, short. Hi, I'm Una Petrosky from 18 8th Avenue. I'm here to talk about something that's been talked about in my neighborhood and with my friends recently, which is it's hard to find out what's happening in Milford. Not what has happened, but what is coming up. And I think, without the Milford Citizen, dating myself a little bit, the Milford Mirror, we're now stuck with social media, which is such a joy to find what's going on. And I think we need to take a look at how we're using social media. And one of the things that happened recently for me is my candidate for mayor, who knocked on my door, even though I've known him forever, still wanted to hear what I had to say and what my ideas were and what my concerns were. And I told him about this, and he said, you know what, I have an idea, and so I want to share it with you because it was a really brilliant idea. And we have the City Hall Facebook page and Instagram page, and it's filled with great pictures, right? The under 12, the under 10 softball team winning, the new hair salon opening up, all these great things. The problem I have with it is that I'm not seeing these things before they happen, right? So there's no place for us as a community to find out what's coming up, what's happening. How can we support our under 10s if we don't know they're playing until after they've won? How can we support the hair salon that's opening down the street? So I really thought that was just such an interesting idea that it's great to have pictures, but I'd rather have what's going to be happening. So as a community, we can comment on it, we can air our concerns, we can air our support, share ideas. And I just think from a communication standpoint, we are seriously missing a major opportunity here. So I would like to ask that we focus on a better communications method for our city. And by the way, thank you all. I know that you work very hard for very little money, like zero. So we do appreciate all of the hard work. Thank you.
Scott Montfort, 39 Baker Street, wonderful city of Milford. Thank you, Ellen, Scott, and Alderman Jenkins for your service. Appreciate it. Hello to the mayor and the rest of the board. I wasn't going to speak tonight, and I'm going to be short, I promise. I agree with everything Carol said about the road down at Fowler Field. I just want you guys to make sure that Senator Maroney, there's going to be issues. I just want to make sure that you guys make sure Senator Maroney looks into the speed bumps, fencing, everything that he promised. Just make sure that you guys follow up with that. I disagree with the road, but that's long gone. So just make sure it's safe. There was a tournament this weekend. I know Alderman Pacelli was there, and a lot of balls went out into the road, into the grass area. So we just want to make sure it's safe for the children. I am director of Cal Ripken, and the children, my children are grown, those children are important to me, and we want to make sure it's safe. Another thing, as the current Park and Recs Commissioner for the city of Milford, a lot of this stuff should have came before my board. There's a lot of issues that have come before you guys, and to Alderman Morenan's credit, there's other things that should have came before my board and the rest of the commissioners to discuss it. This never came before our board. It is a park. It should have came before our board to discuss it, before it even came to you guys. That's all I ask, is that you guys just make sure that Senator Maroney is good as far as making sure that what he promised comes through. We haven't seen any final plans. Our season doesn't end till like the end of October, so if that construction is going to start, we'd just like to see those plans and see what they're going to do, and make sure that he gives us what he had promised. Thank you very much.
Hi, Bob Thomas, 84 Thompson Street. My wife forgot to thank Scott Marlowe and Jason Jenkins for their service to this town. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who'd like to address the board at this time?
Sarah Bromley, 27 Norway Street. I'm here to speak on behalf of someone who brings me joy so often, because she has so much energy, she has so much passion, so much love for our community, and she embodies a lot of things I'd like to be someday, even though she's probably half my age. I look up to her. I looked up to the way she's raised her children. I admire the way she's had lots of challenges and overcome a lot of obstacles. She has us really very, very smart. I'd like to be as smart as her someday. I'd just like to really highlight how much knowing her has enriched my life, and how knowing her has encouraged me to become more active in our community, to see all kinds of things that can be done. And, oh, by the way, her name is Tony Lombardi. Sorry to save that for a little bit later, but I really think that there's an opportunity in front of us to move Milford forward and not delay having a full board or a fuller board, however that works. And I know that just as I appreciate that all of you here have the wherewithal to recuse yourselves when there may be issues that you need to vote on, where you may have some self-interest, some conflict of interest. I have to think that all of you are really thoughtful about that, and I would hope you would be, just as I am confident that Tony would be. And so I just wanted to point out, I wonder if you all had realized that our late beloved Marty Hardiman was on the board. He also was a Board of Education employee. I don't know who's going to say, raise your hand if you think Marty Hardiman was not capable of being an excellent Board of Aldermen, an excellent alderman. So, also to similar point, we currently have someone serving on Board of Finance who is also a Board of Education employee. So I would urge you to take those things into account equally as you're deciding how to proceed tonight or on other evenings, and just really see if you can maybe put the needs of Milford ahead of personal or partisan urges. I guess that's it. So, yeah, I am here speaking in support of Tony Lombardi to take the seat vacated by Ward Willis. And I do live in the 2nd District. This is my district. I want Tony Lombardi to be my alder.
good evening, Mr. Mayor, Mr. City Clerk, Mr. Chairman, and esteemed members of the board. My name is Jamie Lombardi and I live at 195 Meadowside Road. I'm speaking here in support of the biggest idol of my life, my older sister, Antonia Lombardi. She's lived her entire life as a shining example to me, to everything that I want to hopefully one day grow up to embody. Caring, full of grit, but also grace and compromise, and working tirelessly to improve the lives of those around her. I wasn't originally planning on speaking tonight, but I can't think of anybody else who I would want representing me in my district. Living with her, I've witnessed her late nights and just how invested she is into the improvement of Milford and in keeping it a city where hopefully I can start my own family one day. Thank you so much for your time again, and I hope that you guys vote to elect my sister Antonia to the current vacant seat on the Board of Aldermen. Thank you for your time tonight. But yeah, that was all I was planning on saying. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Clerk, Mr. Chairman, and the esteemed members of the board. I just wanted to add my voice to the chorus of supporters for Tony Lombardi to replace Ward Willis on the Board of Aldermen for the 2nd District. My name is Kyle Fishpine, and I live at 195 Meadowside Road, and Tony Lombardi is my wife. We, as you heard from others, we have 2 beautiful children together. We're both in the public school system. We love it here. When we were living in other towns, we made it our goal to come here because we knew that Milford was a shining example for young families to come and raise their kids, and for their kids to have kids, and for generations. So we made that a goal, and when we got here, we right away got involved in local politics. We both studied politics in school. We worked together at the Capitol. We had a lot of fun times together. But one of the things that I learned about Tony very early on was just how much integrity she had. It's something that drives her every day, is just having that integrity, supporting others, making sure that everyone is fed, everyone is housed, everyone is well kept, and they enjoy their lives. And that's happened a lot in Milford. You've heard from other folks that have come up today and testified about exactly how Tony has impacted their lives positively. And she's certainly done that for me. You know, I did marry her after all, so, and I live with her as well. So I live with her, so I get to see all that she does every day. I see all the late nights, as my brother-in-law said. I see all the late nights, I see the early mornings, I see all the work that she constantly puts in for the city. And I just wanted to highlight that she is a really wonderful person. And I am a little biased, and I do have to go home with her later, so I kind of have to say that, but I really do mean it. She is more than qualified to be on this board, and she would be, I hope, a welcome addition. So thank you for your time, and thank you for your consideration.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the board? Can do so at this time.
Good evening to all of you.
My name's Susan Roth. I live at 57 Crestwood Road in Milford, and I would like you to vote for Tony Lombardi to replace Ward Willis. I believe her to be very bright, thoughtful, committed to Milford, and really to people of all ages within Milford. I've seen that myself, and I appreciate that. I've worked with her on a few initiatives. She is such a hard worker. She's very organized. She's a great listener. I really appreciate that. I think it's an important aspect of being on any board in Milford or elsewhere, and so I think she would be an excellent alderman. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to address the board at this time? Seeing none, thank you everyone for their comments tonight under public comment. We all appreciate the enthusiasm. We'll go on to our meeting. Agenda item number 3, consideration of minutes. Alderman Pacelli.
Thank you. Consideration of minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Aldermen held on August 4th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Consideration of minutes of the special organizational meeting. There is none. Under Chairman's report and recommendations, I'd like to take this time to thank former Alderman Ward Willis for all the years he served on the board and all the contributions he has made to the city. We are all going to miss him very much. Next item on the agenda is the mayor's report. Mr. Mayor, do you have a report for us?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good evening to the members of the board, and good evening to all the residents here tonight. We appreciate you coming out and sharing your thoughts, your ideas, and your concerns. First and foremost, on the mayor's report, I just would like to acknowledge item 6A for informational purposes. I hereby make the Board of Aldermen aware of the following governance communication letter dated August 26th, 2025, which is in your packet. And there are 2 upcoming events if the people here tonight can attend. And I also recommend the Board of Aldermen to attend as well, and the people listening tonight to please join us for Milford's September 11th Remembrance Ceremony right here at City Hall. It'll take place Thursday at the September 11th Monument at 8:46, precisely 8:46. Fire Chief Anthony Fabrizi will ring the bell, and we will pay honor and respect to the families and the people that all lost their lives on that day, September 11th. I also like to mention to everyone, I had the privilege of the first day of school. I was with the superintendent of schools, Dr. Anna Kataya, and we actually visited 8 schools the first day, and it was a great day. It was a beautiful day, and the kids were so happy to get back to school. We have great schools in our community with such great programming. The parents were dropping the kids off, and everyone was excited for a new year. So I just want to let the children know, the teachers, the parents here tonight, I wish you all the best and have a great school year. Another upcoming event is Folks on Spokes Ride. The annual Walk for Mental Health and Addiction Recovery takes place this Sunday, the 14th, at Fowler Field. This is a long-standing event. Come support the cause and cheer on the participants. This is a great way to get involved with the community. And last but not least, there was an article that was published in the New York Post just the other day, and Milford was ranked 3rd
out of all the places to retire in the country, nationally, we were ranked number 3. So I think that speaks volumes about our community, the amenities that we offer, and we want people to retire here. This is a place where you can afford to retire, so I'm very proud of that. And this is a great city, and we should all be proud as well. So if there's any questions on the agenda items before you tonight, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Alderman Pacelli.
Thank you, Chairman. I would like to just point out that the article with the rankings of Milford, it's a wonderful thing to see, but I also would like to point out that it's a culmination of many years of work, of including prior administrations as well. And just the last thing I want to mention, just related to the mayor directly, I was pleased to see the annual report here today to be able to take a look at, but I do want to express that I do find it distasteful that rather than a picture of the city of Milford or whatnot, that it's your picture on this report. I found it distasteful. I just wanted to note that for the record. Thank you.
Just for clarification purposes, that's the process that we've been following. All of the mayors have their picture on the annual report. I don't know if you recall that, but I don't know how long ago it started, but as long as I've been here, it was always the mayor's picture, so we haven't changed anything. I just want you to know that, and, you know, Milford's a great place, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is item number 7, unfinished business. There isn't any. We'll run on to agenda item number 8, new business.
Agenda item 8A, Board of Aldermen approval is hereby requested for the appointment of Michael Gardaki, 729 Buckingham Avenue, as a member of the Sewer Commission to fill the vacant position, term to expire 12/31/27.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Agenda item 8B, Alderman Pacelli.
Chairman Vitro, I'd like to call for a brief recess before we attend to this matter.
5-minute recess. Will the aldermen please take their seats? Next item on the agenda is agenda item 8B. Alderman Pacelli.
Agenda item 8B. Pursuant to Article 2, Section 6 of the Charter of the City of Milford, Board of Aldermen approval is requested for the appointment of Antonia Lombardi, 195 Meadowside Road, to complete the unexpired term of Ward Willis on the Board of Aldermen representing the 2nd District.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Alderman Pacelli.
Thank you, Chairman Vitro. I'd like to, through you to City Attorney Bertram, I'd just like to ask the City Attorney to respond to a statement that was made during the public session of the meeting that perhaps there was a prohibition on a candidate or a Board of Aldermen member appointment being appointed if that person is an employee of the Milford Board of Education. I think that's something that we need to address prior to having our vote. Attorney Bertram, can you comment on that, please?
Good evening, Mr. Chair, through you to Alderman Pacelli. That is, in fact, what the charter provision provides. That charter provision was created in 1963. In 1984, Connecticut General Statute 7-421 was passed, was amended again in 1993, clarifying the right of a municipal employee to serve on any government body. So the statute essentially takes precedence over that older charter provision.
Okay, thank you. So there is no prohibition in my recollection that perhaps prior Board of Aldermen members may have worked for the city or the Board of Ed in some capacity is accurate. So this, should there be an appointment here, that would not be inconsistent with law or past practice of this board. So in light of that, it would seem that in honoring the time-honored tradition of having a resignation or an open seat where there is a Democratic seat had been elected, it would make sense and be appropriate at this point then for this board to go ahead and approve this request. Thank you.
Any more discussion on the motion? Alderman Federico.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the board, if I may, I just would like to say I've known Tony Lombardi for several years, heard lots of comments in support of her tonight. It started to remind me a little bit of the night where we voted on an appointment for Coach Scott, because person after person got up and said, you know, please put Tony Lombardi in this seat. So in response to that public support, I'm supporting this nomination. I'd also like to add that if for some reason this seat were left open, it would be an extreme disservice to the people of the 2nd District. Thank you.
Any more discussion on the motion? Alderman Height.
Yes, I just wanted to briefly look around this room, and there are a lot of dedicated public servants, people that have given a lot to Milford, people on this board that I dearly respect. But we have to acknowledge this isn't a young board, and as Milford moves forward and it grows, we need young people who are going to step up, who are eager, who are principled, and who are willing to show leadership. And Tony Lombardi is the embodiment of all that.
Any more discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Madam Secretary, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Beatty?
Yes.
Alderman Bevan?
No.
Alderman Casey?
No.
Alderman Federico?
Yes.
Alderman Fowler?
No.
Alderman Height?
Yes.
Alderman Jenkins?
No.
Alderman Marlowe?
No.
Alderman Morenin?
Yes, and I don't understand the no's.
Alderman Pacelli?
Yes.
Alderman Smith?
No.
Alderman Vitro?
Yes.
Alderman Vitale? Six yes, 7 no.
6 yes, 7 no, the motion fails. Agenda item number D, Alderman Pacelli.
Agenda item 8C, Board of Aldermen approval is hereby requested to approve a resolution regarding State of Connecticut Local Capital Improvement Program Assistance 2025.
I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. At this time, will the newly confirmed board commission members come up here and get voted in or sworn in by the city clerk?
Mr. Chairman,
Is he here tonight?
he had to leave, so I swore him in before he left.
Okay. So for all you out there that didn't hear that, he was already sworn in by the city clerk. He had to go somewhere else before the meeting ended. So, Alderman Pacelli, agenda item 8D. C.
I'd like to call for another recess, please.
Will the aldermen please take their seats? Next item on the agenda is item number 8C, Alderman Pacelli.
Agenda item 8C, Board of Aldermen approval is hereby requested to approve a resolution regarding State of Connecticut Local Capital Improvement Program Assistance 2025.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Agenda item number 9, new business not on the agenda. There isn't any. Agenda item number 10, budget memo transfers.
Agenda item number 10, budget memo transfers, consideration of budget memo transfers number 11 and number 12, Fund 1005 and 2812, fiscal year 2025.
Can I have a second on that motion? Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Agenda item number 11, refund list. Alderman Pacelli.
Agenda item number 11, refund list, consideration of refunds in the amount of $22,369.79.
Second?
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Agenda item number 12, reports of standing committees. Is there any standing committee reports? I don't see any. We'll move on to agenda item number 13, reports of special committees. Is there any special committee reports? I don't see any of those. I will entertain a motion to enter into executive session.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Opposed? We're going to be in executive session.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
for executive session 14A, can you please invite Police Chief Keith Mello, Human Resource Director Tanya Barnes, and Assistant City Attorney Deborah Kelly?
In executive session, we're going to have the Mayor, Tony Giannattasio, City Attorney John Bertram, Chief of Police Keith Mello, and Assistant Chief? No, just me. Oh, just you. Anybody else?
Human Resource Director Tanya Barnes. That's for 14A, and for 14B, just myself and Tanya Barnes, please. Thank you.
We're going into consideration of 14A, collective bargaining agreement between the City of Milford and Milford Police Union, LLC, July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2029. And also in consideration will be 14B, consideration of settlement of collective bargaining agreement between the City of Milford, Milford City Hall Employees Association, AFS-CME, Council 4, Local 1303-452, July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2027. Also in the executive session, we're going to have the Finance Director, Mr. Peter Iridici. Thank you.
So,
We're having a 5-minute recess, just 5 minutes.
I get missed for home.
We're out of executive session. Alderman Pacelli.
Agenda item 14A, consideration of collective bargaining agreement between the City of Milford and Milford Police Union, LLC, July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2029.
Second the motion.
Motion is made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Alderman Pacelli.
Thank you, Alderman Vitro. Just through you to the board, you know, I personally am in favor of this item and will vote that way. But I do want to just bring up again that what happened tonight related to the failure to approve the appointment of the Democratic seat of the 2nd District really puts this board at a disadvantage, the citizens of Milford at a disadvantage, the 2nd District at a disadvantage, and without the appropriate representation tonight. Certainly what we're going to deal with today is important enough to go forward, but I just really disappointed in the way this board acted and what I see as the pretextual reasons for doing so, in light of the fact that we had a city attorney opinion that there was no issue whatsoever legally with that appointment. And historically, those appointments are honored, and it was just a tremendous disappointment, and I believe a number of you should be ashamed of the way you behaved this evening. Thank you.
Alderman Morenin.
Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair. I just want to add on to Alderman Pacelli's sentiment. I too am in favor of these agreements because it's really the right thing to do, just as it was the right thing to do to appoint Tony Lombardi to represent as a Democrat and fill in a vacant Democrat position for District 2. Sometimes we make decisions, and I hope with reflection, we learn that we made the wrong decision.
Any other discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Alderman Pacelli. Alderman, item at 14B.
Agenda item 14B, consideration of settlement of collective bargaining agreement between the Milford City Hall Employees Association, Council 4, Local 1303-452, July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2027.
Second the motion.
Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to adjourn? There's a motion to adjourn. Can I have a second?
Second.
There's a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.